Thank you, Mr. Chairman, very much. We have a situation, Madam Secretary, where airlines are overcharging captive passengers just because they need to change or cancel their flight or check a couple of bags, and it's just not fair to these passengers across the country. They're kind of just captured. But today, several airlines actually charge $200 to change or cancel. And that might actually be greater than the value of the ticket which the person actually purchased. And on top of that, many are charging as much as $25 for the first check bag, $35 for the second bag. So that could be $120 for a round trip for that bag from one destination to another and back. And the fee epidemic is just growing. Carry-on bags, print boarding passes, blankets. And the reason that they can do it is that they're not operating, for the most part, in competitive situations. 4 airlines now control 85% of the traffic in the skies. And an analysis from the U.S. Travel Association found that 74 airports are served by only one airline, and 155 airports are dominated by one carrier controlling over 50% of the seat capacity. And the result is that the airlines reap $4.2 billion in baggage fees, $2.9 billion in change and cancellation fees just last year, and passengers are just demanding some relief. They're put in situations where they can be tipped upside down at the desk. So what can the Department of Transportation do in order to give relief to these passengers?
Well, as I mentioned, we try to give people, we have posted on our website a passenger bill of rights, but these are frustrating issues. We all travel. We've all experienced it. And so I look forward to working with you if you have additional ideas about that.
Well, and that's what I'm afraid of. It's just you can only give people notice that they don't have any rights.
Yeah.
And I think as we do this FAA reauthorization, Senator Blumenthal and I are intending on ensuring that we make an amendment that gives passengers rights, give passengers protections. It's the Fair Fees Act, but we'll make it as an amendment to ensure that the fees are fair and reasonable, proportionate to the cost of the service which is being provided. And I think we need to debate that, because notice that you have no rights is...
No, we're not saying that. We actually do try to help passengers, and we put the Passengers' Bill of Rights on, but these are issues that do emerge, and we really can't do very much about pricing, but we want to work with you as you go forward in seeking solutions.
That's the point I'm making, that we're going to need to pass legislation so there's a definition of what is fair, what is reasonable, what is proportionate. And over on IT, the whole world is operating on IT right now, but Southwest Airlines and Delta Airlines experienced technology issues that resulted in thousands of flight cancellations across the country. Last summer, earlier this year, Delta and United Airlines had 2 large outages within a week of one another, causing even more flight disruptions. The airlines' IT systems still haven't been brought into the 21st century, and we've also found that airlines have not fulfilled their obligations to take care of the stranded passengers. When there are cancellations and delays, many airlines do not have inter-airline agreements in place, which allow airlines to reboot stranded passengers on another airline at no additional cost to the consumer. And I think it's going to be critical for us to deal with this issue so that the airlines understand that we believe it's critical for them to upgrade their IT services. In many instances, they don't even notify passengers that they have a right to compensation because of the delay or the cancellation of a flight. They're not expressly notified. Can the department help on that issue to make sure that the airlines give
Passengers are supposed to be told that they have a right to compensation, as you want. And you may have heard a number of airlines in response to the recent incident on United has raised the compensation, for example, for overbooking to $10,000.
So one of the, from my perspective, when I look at the airlines and their own IT systems right now, and their need to be upgraded dramatically in order to deal with all these issues, and then I look at a proposal to give the airlines on a nonprofit board kind of the preponderance of the control of that board to move us back to the 20th century, I think. Nothing. If they can't, in other words, upgrade their own IT systems, if they can't figure out how to do it for their own passengers, to give them, the key seats on this kind of a board, it seems to me, given the record of safety of the existing system, would be, from my perspective, sequentially wrong. First, they should prove that they can do all of these things for their own passengers before we're giving them responsibility for taking on all of these larger, now governmentally controlled responsibilities. We thank you for your service, Madam Secretary, to our country. We're going to have a big debate here on this FAA authorization. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,